My name is Brandon and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see in here, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button so you stay notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get straight on with today's video.
Hello and welcome to my first review of the first episode of the first series of BBC One's The Traitors. Now, I know I'm a little bit behind and I know the results have kind of already been revealed, but I made sure to kind of stay away from any news stories or celebrations or interviews or anything like that because I don't want to expose it because I haven't actually seen it yet. And I'm literally going to be reviewing this series one episode at a time. I've literally just finished watching the first episode and it's incredible. It's almost like the CBBC show Trapped from years ago where it's all kids in a tower and you had like a saboteur and things like that. And I actually did apply for the Traitors as well. I didn't get chosen obviously, but I thought I would still support the show because like I said, the actual concept of the show was literally like, it brought back memories from the past. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to quickly do a quick overview of every single episode. Just for those of you that haven't seen it, obviously don't watch unless you've seen it because lots of spoilers. In the first episode we saw 22 people who were either going to become a traitor or a faithful as they're now known, and some of the people that were introduced to us included Amanda, so she's an estate agent, she came across quite well, kind of like the mum of the group. And then you had Aaron, 24, property agent, Andrea, retired, Alex, presenter, actress, really pretty girl, and I think she didn't mention that she had a psychology degree, so again that probably would have worked against her if she would have mentioned that. Tom, magician, Aisha, master's graduate, Max, a BMX athlete, Kieran, a solutions assistant, Amos, doctor, Wilfred, a senior fundraiser. And right at the beginning of the episode we saw all 22 of them standing outside, and Claudia basically said to them, look, the game started as soon as you all got on the train, and what they had to do is put themselves in order from who they thought was most likely to win to who thought was the least likely to win. And what the competitors didn't realise is that whoever was at the bottom was going to automatically be removed from the game. So both Kieran and Amos, who thought that they had literally no chance of winning the game, had no chance of winning the game, and they were both removed. So they were eliminated and only 20 people remained. Obviously the rest of them were quite shocked and quite scared and quite like, what is going on? But Claudia basically said every decision that is made is not now just made for fun, it's made and it will affect the game somehow. So yeah, we were then introduced to Imran, 23-year-old scientist, Theo, 26-year-old cheerleading coach, gay, so he would obviously be a bit of a laugh and he came across really well as well. Nikki, she's 45, she's an account supervisor. And then, yeah, Claudia basically said that they were going to start their first game. So they've all gone in, they've all been able to see the different rooms. I think one of them kind of compared it to Cluedo. So it's kind of like working out who killed who in which room and who was the killer and who were the innocent ones. So it was all quite funny. I think some of the boys were quite happy when they saw that there was like a pool table room. Obviously there's lots of champagne, fancy sofas. It's like a massive castle. And Claudia's little tip was get them before they get you. So for the faithfuls to work out who the traitors are, but for the traitors to get rid of the faithfuls before the faithfuls vote the traitors out, kind of thing. I'm not sure exactly how it works, and I'm still, like I said, only one episode in, but I thought I'd do a quick summary. We then were introduced to a few of the other girls. So Alyssa, 21, business student, Hannah, 32, comedian, Meryl, 25, a call centre agent, Maddie, receptionist and actress. She came across really well actually, very funny. John, spa therapist. Alex actually then went to admit that her boyfriend Tom is in the game, so he's the 24-year-old magician, but they obviously don't want to tell anyone that they're in a couple, so that could be quite an interesting part of the game. And Maddie also explained that she is also an actress and she has played Lady Macbeth in a castle similar to the one that they're in now. Again, she doesn't want to tell them because again they may take her as acting as part of her kind of game plan. And then, yeah, all 20 of the contestants were then sitting around a table. Claudia asked them all to put their blindfolds on, and she went around and she picked her 3 traitors. So she tapped them on the shoulders. So she tapped Alyssa, Wilfred and Amanda. So they became the 3 traitors who wouldn't actually know each other's identity until the end of that day. We also were introduced to a few other people. So Faye, 59,
head of school welfare. Alyssa also, once they all did a cheers, noticed that Nikki didn't actually drink her water, so she kind of used that as bait to kind of tell some of the others that she was already doing something that was a bit out of normality. We also met Rayanne, 25-year-old trainee lawyer, and then it was over to the first game where they could all compete as a 20, 2 teams of 10, in order to win £15,000 for the prize pot. Obviously there were 3 traitors amongst them, but they were still playing as part of the game, and they were still involved within the team of 20 once they were playing games. It was just that during the evening when they remove someone from the game, that's when they are on a separate team. So it's kind of for them to work out who they think they maybe can or can't recruit to the traitor team, or who they maybe don't trust, or maybe who's too good at the games. So that was quite an interesting concept as well. So the first game, so 2 teams of 10, they were quite odd teams as well, so you could kind of see that some of the guys were wondering that one team was full of the younger, more athletic people, and then the other team was kind of the middle-aged, older generation. So that was kind of a bit unfair, and obviously they were picking their own teams, so I'm sure some of the others have noticed that as well. They had to collect rope, light the rope with flammable liquid, and then each team would row over with the flame and then light the statue full of sticks or whatever it was. And then we also heard a few other people in the game. So Claire, 43, ex-police officer, entrepreneur. Again, she didn't want to kind of reveal those things just because, again, it could be a hindrance to her own game. Ivan, 32, author, who also during the middle of the game said that he wanted to take like a backseat kind of role, and he ended up taking the front lead role, which was kind of not what he wanted to do. He wanted to have a low profile, but actually it may be a good thing that he's spoken up a bit, because it kind of lets people know that he's involved in the game. Imran, he obviously wasn't very happy because obviously his team came second, and it took a very, very long time for his team to get back. But again, he kind of blamed it on the types of people in each of the teams. So the other team was more athletic, his team were more kind of the older generation. And John was also on their team, and he kind of, in one of his videotapes, said that it wasn't fair that the athletic-y guys all chose each other in one team, as if he couldn't do anything. So he was kind of a little bit annoyed with them. Rayanne was sick, just, I don't know, probably a bit of nerves from that game. Aisha said she wanted to win the money, so obviously I'm sure they're all there, or they were all there to win the money, but Aisha was very direct. Meryl and Wilfred on the way back both explained that they saw a different side to Imran about his whole comparing the 2 different teams. So obviously Wilfred being a traitor and Meryl being a faithful, for now, they kind of were able to team up, so I'm hoping they've then got their sort of bond. And then Alyssa said that Nikki might be a traitor because she didn't do the cheers, but Aisha didn't agree with that. So maybe is there going to be some sort of confrontation between Alyssa and Aisha later on in the game. Then they were off to drink Faithful Fancies and Traitor Tipples. Rayanne explained that Matt's going to have a weakness at Alex because he fancies Alex. Remember, Alex's boyfriend is already in the game. So they'll probably team up until at least one of them obviously gets removed from the game. Aisha doesn't trust Faye. She thinks she's a little bit too much. Theo also called out Imran. That they were having their little discussion about who they thought the traitors were, and he said, I'm assuming that's because everyone here is obviously a faithful. Looked kind of straight at Imran. Kind of called him out. Tom explained that he didn't want Imran to be murdered in the castle, theoretically, not actually murdered. So for him to kind of pipe down a little bit. Wilfred, Amanda and Alyssa, the 3 traitors, then met each other. They were all obviously in laughter. Kind of didn't expect the 3 of them to be all picked, and they kind of realised collectively that they were not on the radar at all, and that none of their names had been mentioned. They're suspect of people that they would potentially get rid of. Faye, just purely because she was obviously quite loud. Nikki, because obviously she didn't do the cheers, and Imran because he was already called out by somebody. And then Alyssa basically said, for now, for the first 3 nights, at least that keeps the 3 of them safe. And then other names that they kind of rambled were Andrea, Theo, Aisha, Alex, Matt, and Amanda, to finish the episode, said it's them or us. And then what happened is they did decide who they wanted to remove from the game, and as of now I still don't know because I haven't watched episode 2 yet, but we're going to find out who the first person was that was removed from the Traitors game, other than Kieran and Amos, who obviously went at the beginning.
if you haven't already seen the show and if you've just watched episode 1, let me know down below, who do you like, who do you not like. I think as of now, I think the 3 traitors are really, really good. I think Wilfred might be a little bit too much. He might be a little bit too excitable or a little bit too much, so I'm not sure how long he's going to last. I think both of the girls are good. I think Alex is good. She seems to be getting Matt on side, but obviously she's not a traitor as of now. But if she is, she could obviously go against him and get her one step closer. The rest of them, not too sure. I mean, I think Aisha's good, but I think she'll get taken out just because she's with it too much. Maddie, I think's okay. Again, I think she'll be okay. Claire, the ex-police officer. Again, these are people, I haven't really seen much of these people, but they're kind of the names as of now that I'm starting to see. There's something about them. Imran, Theo, again, potentially some sort of clash, but then actually they could end up being a bond. If one of them becomes a traitor, they may take the other one out, so I'm not sure what happens there. But yeah, it was quite an interesting episode. Like I said, that was episode 1. I've still got 11 left to see. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And other than that, I'll be back with my next review once I've watched episode 2. So until then, thank you and goodbye.